Yo, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. We are out in beautiful Driftless, Illinois, which is all of the hilly and crazy gravel terrain out here west of Chicago, about 2 or 3 hours here. We have some paved roads, we got some horses, we got some cows, we got some steers, we got all the farmland you can possibly find. And it's quite fitting for us to be out here on these gravel roads because today we are finally doing a full-fledged review of my Yoeleo G21 gravel frame set, as well as these amazing, gorgeous looking Yoeleo gravel wheels as well. Guys, this is what customer service is all about. If you want people to buy your products, you need to spend a little bit of time to safely wrap up your products, especially when they're coming all the way from China. So shout out again to Yoeleo. So a huge thank you to Yoeleo for sending me out the frame set and the wheels. I know this is exactly the final sort of setup that they were looking for me to do this review. So I want to thank you guys for your patience as we can finally get this review started. Oh, and by the way, if you are new to my channel, my name is Patrick Glino and I am a cyclist in Chicago who does bike builds. I do bike reviews, and if you ever see me in a crit race and you drop me, then congratulations. That only means that you've been training harder than I have. So without further ado, let's begin. So when Yoeleo first reached out to me, they said, yo, we have a brand new gravel frame set that we want you to try. Now at this point, Yoeleo, they only had a previous gravel frame, but it was more of a cyclocross frame. But this is what we have. What you guys see here today is their brand new Yoeleo G21 gravel frame set. Now this is an all-out sort of adventure gravel frame set that's really intended for adventure riding, long endurance rides, everything like that. This is not specific or dedicated to cyclocross racing, anything like that. This is their full-fledged gravel frame set. So let's talk a little bit about the frame, shall we? So as you guys can see here, there are plenty of places to mount water bottles, fenders, all the things that you would expect for a full-fledged gravel bike here. Now the color here, the color is pretty crazy, right? This is like, I'm out here looking like the ice cream man here. We got some pink details here. We have this fluorescent green. When they reached out to me and they asked me which color that I want to pick, of course I had to go with some sort of crazy color scheme because that's just my personality here. But now that I've gotten a chance to use this frame on some chunky roads, some single track, including these wheels, everything here has been working flawlessly. And I think that Yoeleo has a really great thing here, guys, and this is definitely a frame that I think you guys should consider here. So before we go any further, let's talk about the weight of both the wheels and the frame set. Alrighty, boys and girls, let me get some weights for you. Quick side note, this Bill Cosby stand-up routine is hilarious. Anyway, all right, let's get that on there like so. So this is for a size 56 frame. Alrighty, so for a size 56 frame, we have a total of 1,264 grams. Uncut fork, we have 479 grams. Integrated handlebars, we have 394 grams. And finally, the seat post, and it does include the clamp for the saddle, 207 grams. Let's continue. Shout out to Roberta Flack and Donnie Hathaway. Super duper amazing and classic musicians and artists here. So the wheels we are testing today is Yoeleo's SL wheels, gravel wheels. Now SL means that these wheels come with the Novatech hubs and they include ceramic bearings. So let's go ahead and get these weighed out. Oh, also too, keep in mind that the depth of these is 35 millimeters deep. Internal width on these is 22 millimeters deep, and the external width on these is 30 millimeters wide. All right, so let's do that. Alrighty, so first up, we will do the rear wheel. Alrighty, so for the rear wheel, we have 789 grams here. Alrighty, so we have, all right, 789 grams. You see that? All right, cool. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and weigh the front wheel. Front wheel, guys. Front wheel is 677 grams, alrighty. So plus 677 grams gives us a total of 1,466 grams. Now, I believe this is slightly heavier than the advertised weight on the website. I want to say the advertised weight was about 1,385 or 90 grams, something like that. But I'll go ahead and post that on the screen somewhere up here. But yeah, a little bit heavier than advertised. But yeah, they are already taped up because they're designed the way, so you don't need to add any sort of rim tape for the tubeless. But yeah, let's continue. Okay, alrighty, so with the Frameset, it was really easy to install everything. There really isn't anything that I need to tell you guys as far as, you know, setting up the bike. I'm running here, of course, hydraulic disc brakes here, and I'm actually running Ultegra mechanical shifters here. There was no issues at all when it came to routing everything inside of the handlebars here. So yeah, if that's a choice for you, because you either can't, let's go on. Next up, let's talk about the wheels for a second. Now, the wheels I have here, now these are 35 millimeters deep here, which I know for some people out there when it comes to gravel, this might be a little bit deeper than you would want here, but I know that I'm not going to be doing all this crazy gravel riding, so I wanted something that had a little bit of aero benefits here. Now, the hubs that I'm using with these wheels here, now these are Novatech hubs, but these are not the generic basic hubs that you would expect with, like I say, a $300 wheel. I think these might have ceramic bearings on. I have to double check, but these are the higher end of the Novatech hubs out there, and they definitely work as they should. You know, you definitely feel like with every revolution of the crank that you are able to put the power down here. Another thing I forgot to mention too is I'm rocking these Shimano mountain pedals here. I was originally using road pedals, but of course now that I'm actually on legitimate gravel, I had to go to a mountain pedal setup here. Now, the tires that I'm running with this gravel setup here are the Specialized Pathfinder 38 millimeter width tires here. So what's cool about these tires, dang, I forgot, when you're on the countryside, you have people driving all over the place trying to hit you and run you off the road. Anyway, so the tires that I have here, these are the Specialized Pathfinder 38 tires here. What's cool about these is they have a really nice smooth tread in the middle, so when you are on regular tarmac, you do have some great rolling speeds here. And then of course on the sides of the tires is where you have the grip, so that when you lower the pressure and you are on sort of your traditional chunky gravel, you will have the grip that you need here. As far as my drivetrain, I'm running a 50-34 in the front, and I'm rocking an 11-34 cassette out back. Now the gearing up front, now with the 50-34, it does work. Now Yoeleo does recommend that you run a maximum of a 48 tooth big chainring in the front. The 50 worked for me, although I did have to use some spacers in my crank so that there was no rubbing on the chain stays here. The power meter that I'm running is a single-sided crank arm-based power meter courtesy of 4eyes. So far this thing has been bulletproof. The data is really accurate. Just the battery life of it is okay. Another thing too is I'm rocking, this is a road derailleur, but it's the Ultegra RX version, which it does have a clutch. Now, being that I'm out on rough pavement, I do expect there to be a lot of bumpiness, and so this clutch is gonna come in handy so that I don't have any specific chain drops here. Moving on to the saddle. Now with the saddle, I am running this super cheap $25 Amazon saddle. It's super duper comfortable. It's definitely not a saddle I would recommend if you're gonna be doing some criterium racing, but it's definitely comfortable enough for all day riding, especially when you are on road that's a little bit rough. Now, my apologies if I'm talking fast, it's because the sun is about to go down, so I'm trying to get all this information out to you guys while we are here on the gravel. Of course, we have the integrated cockpit out front. As you can see, I got my GoPro set up here. I also have my Wahoo bolt because I'm planning on doing a huge gravel race sometime soon. In fact, probably by the time this video drops, I will have already done the Rafa gravel ride here. But overall, guys, I don't actually have any complaints here. One thing I can say about this frame when it comes to Yoeleo and all their products, even their frames that I've used in the past, is that they definitely put a priority on quality here. So this is not what I would consider a budget frame. Yes, you do get a great value and the price of it is really competitive, but the overall experience dealing with Yoeleo is you feel like you are dealing with a name brand bike. There are no rough edges with the carbon, with the paint, anything like that. And just the overall quality perception, you feel like you are buying a bike that feels like it costs more than what the actual retail price of this bike is. One of the things I do want to address with building up this bike is when it comes to the headset bearings. So when you purchase your frame set from Yoeleo, they're going to offer you 2 headset bearings, one for the bottom and one for the top. As far as I know, the headset bearing that is red on top with the red bearings, that goes on top of the frame. the reason why I know this is because I had it backwards, and so I had a lot of slop and a lot of play in the headset compression overall. So it turns out that I had the headset bearings backwards here. So I don't know if Yoeleo plans to provide some instructions for future frames going out, but just know that if you do purchase this frame or any of Yoeleo's frames, we'll just talk about just for the gravel frame. The red bearings for the headsets goes on top, and then just the regular standard color aluminum one goes on the bottom here. And I do want to talk a little bit more just about just gravel riding in general here. Now, as me being a roadie cyclist, I'm used to being really methodical about my training here with the intentions of doing road races and crits, etc. But when it comes to gravel riding, it just really offers you a chance to really take in all of the scenery here. You can be really comfortable here. I don't know why I'm hunched over like this, but it gives you an opportunity to just be really comfortable on the bike. You can take in the sights, you can take in all the scenes. You're able to go to so many different places that just a regular road bike would not be able to get you. So here in Chicago here, we have this driftless region, which I've talked about before in previous videos. It's just an area where even 32C tires is just not going to work, and you need something with a little bit more width and definitely a lot more grip here. And so these wheels from Yoeleo, along with this gravel frame, of course, is definitely the way to go to explore all of the driftless region that Illinois has to offer. So some of my future plans with this bike, now of course I'll have more vlogs out there of me riding my bike here, but this is basically the final form that you're going to see here with this bike. One of the things I do want to recommend too is that when you are dealing with Yoeleo, make sure you email them first to make sure that your size is in stock before you give them your hard-earned money. They'll get you started here, and you can have all the conversations you need to make sure that they can get you the right bike, color, and size that you are looking for. Now, a few people on Instagram have asked me, like, what are my just thoughts overall, just in short, about this frame? And I can say that if you are looking for a gravel frame, just in general, this is definitely the bike you should get, in my opinion. Now, like with all my other reviews, have I tried every single road frame out there? Of course I haven't here, but this bike does everything I needed to do. You have the flared handlebars, it's an integrated cockpit, it's really comfortable geometry, it's not super aggressive, although you can slam the stem if you want to, but just as an overall complete package with the frame and the wheels, the price and the value is extremely hard to beat. As of right now, I've done about maybe about 400 miles on it, and yeah, it works fine. You know, it works really well over rough pavement. Of course, that's going to come down to the type of tires that you use here, but yeah, it's a very comfortable frame, and I can say that one of the fantastic reasons on why you should have a gravel bike, of course just for the gravel roads and for adventuring, is that but when it comes to training, when you're focusing more on power, it just allows you to be in a comfortable bike where you can still get some training in there, especially when you have long days out on the road for endurance rides where the priority is not speed. So you're able to train with this bike, and it's just so comfortable here, and you can still take in all the sights, you can still train with power, and you get to explore places that you may not have been able to do if you had just a road bike. So I think I'll leave that for now, guys, but as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will check you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.